so we'll go as long as our internet holds up.
Yeah.
Cool, you get onto it right there.
Yeah. Yeah, some people joining. Starting to.
Okay. All right, what's up, guys? Buenos tardes. Hey, all you cool cats and kittens, as I saw on Tiger King one time. That old funny. Did you ever watch that, Frankie?
Tiger King?
Yeah.
No.
You never watched? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
Is it,
that Netflix thing where that.
The Carol Baskin?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That guy with a hat.
Yeah.
What a wild show that was. That just caught people during the pandemic. I think
Yeah.
people just latched onto that. Otherwise, I mean, not much to it. Amusing, though. Anyways, how are we doing out there today? So a lot of you jumping on here, obviously joining us. You know, let me know where you guys are from. We always like to see where people are joining us from. Shoot us your questions. You know, we're going to be running through these and answering your questions. But while you're here, we appreciate if you would like the live. It helps obviously spread it out to more people out there in the community and get people to join us. It also helps, us as we're doing these things, knowing where we stand. So if you guys are out there and you could like the live, we appreciate it. If you have not followed us, please do that as well. And then we'll start going through this. And then as we go through, we'll give you guys more and more information. All right, so I'll start with this first one that's coming in here. My asylum case is pending. Last 4 years, can I apply for a student visa for my daughter? So when we're talking, those are two different things, okay? So an asylum case, they do take a long time. So 4 years is very typical, even longer, especially if you're waiting for an interview or something like that. If you're in immigration court, could be the same thing. A student visa is a non-immigrant visa. So you wouldn't be applying for your daughter, she'd be applying on her own. And that is just a separate situation entirely where they look into her immigration background, they look into the purpose that she's coming here to study, obviously, a number of different factors that she'd be applying based on. Okay, so it wouldn't be an application through you, it would be her application. All right, thank you for the likes, we can keep going on those. All right, why are I-130s out of the country taking a while? Yeah, so I-130s everywhere are taking a while, so outside the country, same thing. Just everything in immigration in total is taking much longer, especially since they shut everything down in around 2020. They just stopped working on things due to this the alleged COVID pandemic, where they just shut things down, people stopped working, there became a bottleneck, and now it's taking a long time for them to get back on track. All right, so that's the reason. It's the main reason. They haven't hired any new agents to get us there. It just kind of works that way. Any updates on the DACA ruling? So no. So you guys might have seen that we put out some videos on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube also. We put out the videos that we're expecting a decision any day. I mean, it could come today, could come tomorrow, could come later this week, could come next week. We don't know. All the filings are there. It's in front of Judge Hannon, the federal judge here in Texas. And we'll see what he rules on it. He's sort of proven, I guess you could say hostile to this program in the past. He did enter an injunction against it, so they're not allowed to take new DACA applications. But whatever he rules, almost assuredly the Department of Justice, the Biden administration, is going to appeal that back to the Fifth Circuit. And then from there, I'm sure it will ultimately wind up in the U.S. Supreme Court. But as soon as there's a decision, I will certainly be on here and let you guys know about it. All right? So again, if you guys are jumping on here, let us know where you're from. Say hi. I'll answer the questions, but we can be cordial. We can say hi to each other. Like the live, obviously, follow us. If you guys need a consultation with us, we offer free consultations both in person in any of our offices, but we also offer free consultations for virtual and phone consultations. I know we get pretty full on those things, but they are offered. So if you're not able to get in this week, there's probably some appointments next week. Feel free to call and set that appointment. It'll be more of a one-on-one video, something very similar to this, where we'll be talking directly. If you filed something previously with immigration, we encourage that you have that ready during the consultation. If you're in immigration court, have whatever documents you have there ready as well. It'll help the consultation go a lot better. Looks like we got Columbus, Ohio in the house. Nice. Oregon. Nice. We obviously know Texas is here. Well, good to see everybody joining us. And California. Awesome. A lot of people out there. I'm sure we have some Florida folks out there. And Colorado, beautiful state. New York City, awesome. Florida, we know that's been in the news. We put out some information on the new Florida immigration laws that are in place. That's been something that's been big in the news. With that video we did there got quite a bit of traction and quite a bit of attention. I'm a mere reporter. Okay, this humble reporter is simply reporting what I hear, not passing judgment one way or the other. I just pass it along. We posted another one very recently. So have a look at that when you can. Las Vegas, awesome. North Carolina. Yeah, a lot of Florida people. There we go. Houston, Texas. Very good. Got a awesome office right there in downtown Houston. I'm there all the time. All right. Enmol, I'm having heart bypass surgery next month. Can I apply for humanitarian parole, asylum pending? Yes, you can. I mean, you can always apply for, they're not mutually exclusive. So if you have a pending asylum case, you can obviously apply for humanitarian parole. They can be difficult to win. They're highly discretionary, but you're not ruled out from doing that. Solange from Ohio. Awesome. And Susan from Michigan. We got the rivalry. We got Michigan and Ohio. There we go. Good to see you guys. All right, Nick Rooney, what happens after the I-130 approval? Well, it depends on your case, okay? Everybody's background's a little bit different. So an I-130 is a basic family-based petition for residency, all right? But it depends on, A, who your petitioner is. So is this through a spouse? Is this through a child, U.S. citizen child petitioning for you? Is it through a sibling? Is it through a parent? Who's it through? And then we're going to look into your immigration background. So how did you come to the United States? Did you come here with a visa? Did you come here without a visa? There's a number of different things that is going to affect what comes after an I-130. So your process is going to be a little bit different. Anmol, no problem. All right. You got it. No worries. And if you guys are just jumping on here, please, you give us some likes here. What do we got? 1.5 thousand likes. We can get those up there. We get pretty high on our likes, and we appreciate that. It just shows us that you guys are appreciating the information we're giving. Maggie from California, good to see you. Glad you're joining us. Midland, all right. Midland, Texas, not far from here. All right. Thank you guys, appreciate it. All right, and another thing I will tell you. So let me block this clown. I block easy, so I don't have a problem with blocking people. Okay, we could do this. I'm getting. There we go. Let's close that out. Very good. Thank you for the likes. Yeah, we always appreciate that. Rodriguez, do you think they will ever remove the COVID vaccine requirement for an AOS through marriage? Yes, I think that they will. The federal protections. So there were some guidelines that were obviously issued in 2020 by the federal government regarding, health-related concerns for the COVID pandemic, I guess you'll call it. Those officially ran out on May the 11th. So they don't have that same excuse as to why they're requiring vaccines. This has already affected what they call Title 42, which is sort of a program they were using at the borders to quickly expel people that were trying to come into the United States without documents. All right, that expired last week. So I fully expect that that's going to also run into the vaccine requirements and a lot of things we're seeing. Because it's not just an immigration thing, right? It affects a lot of stuff. Daniel Solorzano. So far, Texas is not doing the same thing that we see right now in Florida. There hasn't been any indications. Although, if there was going to be another state that would move in that direction, it wouldn't be surprising if it was Texas. But there's nothing out there that I'm aware of right now. So I don't think there's any cause for concern or anything like that. Yesenia Chavez, how do you recommend advanced parole? Or, hi, do you recommend advanced parole for illegal entrance under DACA? Again, personal decision on these things. So, advanced parole is a travel, you're applying for a legal travel permission. Now you have to have some kind of status or temporary status. That'd be temporary protected status, or yes, DACA. And under those, you can apply for this advanced parole where you can travel outside and back into the United States, and therefore you have a legal entry. You have to provide a reason why you're traveling. It can't just be traveling for any reason. So you have to have this purpose that you're traveling for. If you get approved and you're able to enter back into the United States, you now have a legal entry. That could assist you in some other things like residency and things. Advanced parole it's getting more difficult to get it approved, but the option is there. So it really just depends on your background, okay? And yes, Frankie pinged it out, but yeah, we do have an office in downtown Houston, so come see us. How long is an I-130 approval from the California Processing Center? So I'll take this to tell everybody out there. An easy way to check these things is go to USCIS. USCIS. Go to their website. You can just Google it. You'll find it. I think it's uscis.gov. Don't quote me, but it's USCIS. You can pick your exact type of process, I-130, and you can pick your processing center, California, and they're going to give you the estimated wait times, and they'll do that for any processing center you are all over the country. So feel free to do that. All right. All right. So if you guys can just help us like this here, I'm going to keep I'll like my own. What are we over 4,000? We're over 4,000 likes. Not doing too bad. We can get those up there. And if you guys are joining on here and you have not followed us here, please do so. I will also tell you if you would like to, message us directly. If you want to do a private message to us, just saying hi, just commenting. If you have a question you don't want to put out here, or we haven't got to it, a good place to do that is Instagram. Okay, we're on Instagram also. You just got to get over to our profile there. You've got to follow us in order for you to direct message us and for us to see it. If you don't follow us and you send a direct message, likely we do not see your message. It goes into, we have filters set up. It has to be that way. And we'll see the message and we go back and we reply to them all. So if you guys are out there and you'd like to direct message us, go follow us on Instagram, @Attorney Andrew Thomas. You'll find me. Follow us there, send us a direct message, or just follow us anyways. If you just want to say hi, just want to reach out. We are here. Appreciate the follows. Thanks for the likes. We'd like to see that continuing. Hello to you too. Good to see you. Okay, can I apply for a green card with my married name if I don't have proof of my name change yet? Not 100% sure of the question. So are you saying you want to apply with it you don't have proof of the marriage, I mean, your marriage certificate is very good proof, right? So if you have a marriage certificate, you can obviously take the name of your spouse at that point, okay? Hey, Chicago, Elias here. Good to see you. Kyle, will the 601A ever speed up? Man, I hope so, right? I hope they all speed up. There's not indications that's going to happen, though. And the reason why I say that is because they're not hiring. So far, they are not putting any more budget towards hiring USCIS officers that are tasked with looking at these 601s and making the determinations. And just more and more of these 601A waivers and every petition of immigration are being filed. So they're still behind, and it seems to be getting farther and farther behind. So the processing time is not shrinking. It's actually getting longer. I hope at some point it's going to obviously get back to how it was. I don't think we're anywhere close to that, though. They're going to have to put some resources behind it if they want to get there. And there's just not a lot of movement on that front. Thank you for the likes. We appreciate it. Yeah, well, at least, look, we used to have these lofty goals on likes, and we get up there sometimes. But let's start with a humble goal. Let's try to get to 10,000. We could get there with your help. We can work together, and we'll get you there. No worries, Kyle. You got it. All right. The successful I am. Can I be on DACA if I was brought here when I was 15? Now I'm 23. Well, if they were accepting new DACA applications, then conceivably you could. Let's go, Andrea. Let's do it. Well, conceivably you could, right? So you had to be here before you turned 16 in the original law, but they have not been accepting new DACA applications since 2021. There's been an injunction against it. So no new DACA applications. They're just allowing current DACA holders to renew. And so they'll allow you to renew, but not those new applications. We're expecting a ruling on the actual merits of DACA itself at any time. We put out a video on it. Got quite a few folks. I know there's a lot of interest in this. It got a lot of traction here on TikTok, also on Instagram. Then we put out another video on the new law in Florida. That got quite a bit of attention here on TikTok. It's just a law. I mean, that it was a law that was passed. This humble reporter is just sending you out what I see, not commenting either way, just sending out the news. But, those things are out there, and we work with people in those states that are affected by those things. And so we are here to help. All right. In my opinion, will there be a DACA change anytime soon? Yes. My opinion is yes, there will be. And I put out a video on that. I just kind of was talking about that a little bit before. So it is in front of a judge right now. A ruling on the actual merits, not an injunction ruling or anything like that. The actual merits of the program itself. Look at Frankie moving the goalposts. We get 10,000. We're going to move those goalposts up to 20. All right? Yeah, just keep liking it. We'll get it up there. We're just going to keep moving the goalposts on you guys. But yeah, we think that there will be a change in DACA. Obviously, whenever anything like that happens, we'll put an immediate video out there, just kind of breaking it down, letting you know what we see. We try to just cut through all the nonsense and give you the truth about things. All right. Sir, can Canadian truck drivers apply for a work permit in the USA? If you're talking about an employment visa through the Department of Labor, you would have to have some kind of a employer that's sponsoring you for those things. So that would be obviously a very personal thing. It's not just based on being a truck driver, obviously. All right. Thank you, Lauren. Appreciate that. All right. Jason, any way to stay in the USA after an I-130 is approved, but not a 485 filed yet? 6 months. I-94 expires in 2 weeks. That's a little bit multi-part question, but, technically just with an I-130 filed and approved, you do not have status right now. If you do qualify to file the rest of that adjustment of status, which it looks like you do, or from what you're describing there, or whoever you're describing that for, you should probably go ahead and file that at this point. Estimated wait time on those or processing time is say 9 to 12 months, somewhere in that range. Thank you, Andrea. I appreciate that. but 9 to 12 months. But there's not a way to get like a permit to live here legally while you're waiting for those things to go through. Okay. But I mean, if you guys need any further information on this stuff, or you just want to talk more one-on-one so we can go back and forth, that's what our consultations are for. They're free of charge. I mean, we meet with you guys. We'll do a video consult if you're not near one of our offices. If you are, obviously come see us. If not, we'll meet with you over video just like this, and we'll talk it out. All right, and we'll give you what we see for your case and processing times that we think it'll take and the types of petitions we're going to need and all those things, okay? We'll break it down as easy as possible. All right. Thanks, guys. We're keeping the likes going. Look at that. Rebecca, can DACA go to Hawaii? Well, yeah. I mean, Hawaii is technically in the technically in the United States, not the continental, but technically in the U.S. Obviously, anything international would require advanced parole for you to travel to, though. Okay. Fiancé visa applied in June 2022 for India. So fiancé visas, those K1s, they're taking a long time. You know, they're not a fast-moving process. We're seeing like 2-year processing time, so you're still probably a little ways from getting a decision on that. So everybody, our IG handle for the law firm, yeah, it's the same one as here. Okay, Frankie will ping it out now, but at Attorney Andrew Thomas. If you go to our TikTok bio off of this live, you'll see a little button for Instagram. You can touch that. It'll jump you over to our Instagram. Follow us there. Send us a direct message if you'd like to, or schedule a consultation with us. They're free of charge, and we'll be happy to talk to you. Thank you for the follows. I would call out your username, but there was like a username that was just like a cat face. So, but thanks for the follow. Sabrina, appreciate that. So are we located in Dallas? Yes, I'm in Dallas right now. So we have several offices. We obviously have a large office here in downtown Dallas. We're in downtown Houston. We are in other cities in Texas as well. But we handle cases all over the United States. All right. We don't have any cases in Florida, but I am a Florida licensed attorney, and I practiced there for many years, in addition to Texas. So we have a lot of clients in Florida. So we make it very easy to work with us. All right. You just got to set a consultation. We'll do a video consult if you're so inclined. If not, phone consults. You know, they're free of charge, and then we talk to you guys about it, all right? Thank you. My mother-in-law is an immigrant. She owns a house in Miami. Is it risky for her to go back and forth? So it's in terms of that, okay? This new law we're seeing in Florida is not, you got to understand, it's not a federal law. It is a state law. So they are limited in what they can do. They can restrict certain state services to people without status. Now, they can do some of those things, although I do expect this law to be challenged in court. They can't, they don't have the power to enforce federal immigration law as a state. They cannot do that, all right? So it's no more risky necessarily today than it was 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whenever the law went into place. It's not. So that's not true, but obviously they can tighten down restrictions on employers. They can they can disqualify people for certain things a little more when you're talking about a state service, not a federal service, though. There's a difference. There's two systems in this country, all right? There's a federal system and there's a state system, and there's a whole I want to go to a lot of case law in terms of the delineations of power between the federal government and the various state governments, which the state government's rights have been getting eroded for hundreds of years. So what else is new? But, is what it is. Okay. Erica Ruiz. When I came here, I came with a border crossing card. When I got my FOIA, it said nothing appears. Why is that? So it could be that the BCC was very, very old. A lot of times, very old things do not appear on these Freedom of Information Act requests that are getting sent. Perhaps the FOIA was not sent to the correct agency. But it's not uncommon for these things to happen. They'll say, we have no records of this person, when the person sitting across from us showing us the visa. It happens a lot, whether the government's withholding certain information from those FOIA requests, or they legitimately do not have that information because it's a little bit older. There's no telling. So that's a long way of saying FOIAs are not foolproof. They definitely do not tell the whole story. All right. Thanks for the likes. We are approaching 20,000, and it's been a cruise getting there. Not too bad. I haven't had to beg that much on this to beg for the likes. They're just coming easy, which is great, and so I appreciate it. Good crowd we got today. All right. DACA, married to a U.S. citizen, but has 2 legal entries. Does that disqualify for status adjustment? So it very well could disqualify. Yeah, begging is hard. I don't like to beg. No begging. Please give me likes. Please. No begging. Anyways, so it depends on when the entries were. Okay, so you're right, and your head's in the right place in thinking about if you have a permanent immigration bar or not. So you could, if we have 2 periods of unlawful presence after a certain point, then you very well could have that permanent immigration bar, and it would prevent you from seeking residency without spending 10 years outside the country. But if let's say these 2 entries came a very long time ago, say they came in the early 90s or something like that, then you might be okay. You'd still probably have to file a waiver, but you might be okay. So everything's a little bit different. It's hard for me to diagnose a case just based on simple information. There's a lot of follow-up questions that we always have to ask people. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what if my lawyer didn't file an appeal for a deportation order and lied and said they did? Not sure what the question is there. So I'm sorry to hear that happened to you. Priscilla, Alejandra, how long is 601A lawsuits going to take? Not sure what you mean by the lawsuit, but if you mean by the waiver, the 601A waiver, so that is taking between, according to government estimates, 24 to 36 months. I'm seeing it take closer to 36 months. So they're getting longer processing times, not shorter. Look at Brazil in the house. Nice to see you. All right. Hi, Andrew. USCIS has received my RFE for I-693 40 days ago. How long for a response? Yeah, it's not uncommon. Yahoo! Not uncommon. All right. So when you're submitting those medical exams and things like that for the RFEs or responding to an RFE, they vary in times and when they come back, but they'll take 3 to 6 months to get you information back on that. Frankie, we got to move those goalposts again.
Yep.
We got to move the goalposts again. So we slacked off. We all slacked off. Right. Yeah, Priscilla. Yeah. So you're talking about the lawsuit in terms of processing times. How do I say that things are more for looks than for actual practicality? Because they are limited in terms of personnel at USCIS. So they can sue all they want. When there's a backlog, when there's X amount of people and there's this much work, people can only get so much work in a day. They decided to take close to a year off of processing things, so they can sue them all they want. I mean, I hope that something good comes out of it, but we got to look at practical realities here. All right, there's a couple other questions in here I'll try to address once. There's a couple other questions on how long certain processes are taking. So if you guys have been listen to me at all, you always know that I'll just try to give you an easy resource for you, and that's going to USCIS's website. All right, so you go to USCIS's website. You can type in, or there's a drop-down list. You'll pick your exact process that you're interested in, and then you pick what processing center you filed it in. That will give you a very good estimate as to how long your process is taking. All right. All right. Vanessa, deportation in 2023 with a 10-year ban for a DUI. Then marries a U.S. citizen. What's the process? Vanessa, that is a ball of wax. So you would need a consultation to go into that because there might not be a process available, or there might be. When you say deportation, there's a lot of things that could mean. Could mean you got this in immigration court. It could mean you got some kind of voluntary departure. Could mean this happened at the border. Have you been here before? There's a lot of things that we want to look at. You might not have a process, but you might very well still have a process and have to file certain types of waivers. I can't possibly diagnose it through here on TikTok, which is also a good way for me to say I'm not providing legal advice to anybody here. I would say that most of you probably are not our clients, which is all good. Good to connect with you guys. But I'm not providing legal advice. I'm just giving guidance on things that I see. Obviously, if you're leaving things out of your questions here, I'm answering based on what I see. There's follow-up questions I will certainly have to ask you to give you a more accurate diagnosis. All right? Not legal advice. There we go. Thank you. All right. Josue, I have 2 DUIs. Can my wife make a petition for me? Yes, so she can. It doesn't necessarily disqualify you from residency. You know, we've many clients that have been in your situation that are now green card holders. All right. So they look at a totality of the circumstances. We want to know, they want to know when these things happened, but it's still very possible to do it. Might not be, okay? Awesome. Well, there's somebody going there. They got themselves a phone consultation. It's good. We'll talk to you soon. Glad that happened. If you guys do need a consultation from us, call us at the number. Nicaragua team in the house. Good to see you. Your phones might be going a little crazy right now. But yeah, so give us a call. 833-733-7878. All right? 833-733-7878. And that'll get us. All right? Someone's here is with a bone to pick against Freemasons. I'm not a Freemason, so I'm not sure where this is coming from. I feel like the internet just brings out all kinds of folks with these ideas in their head. Awesome. So Vanessa, we are located in Texas, but we help people all over the United States. I mean, it's federal immigration law. We have a big team, a great team from people who work at the front all the way to the back office, the attorneys, the paralegals, the caseworkers. Amazing staff, amazing group of people. They really care about this stuff, and if you guys do need help, give us a call. That's what we're here for. All right, what are we doing? Man, we really are limping along now, aren't we?
That's what it says me right now.
Yeah. It's just us giving the likes to ourselves. That's crazy. There's a lot of you folks on here. Where's the likes? Where's our likes? Thank you. At least I'm getting some chicken legs there. There's the likes. Appreciate it. Hey Nadine, how are you? I'm not skipping questions, James. I'm answering questions as I see them. No worries. All right. Okay. I-130 approved. I-485 still pending. How much longer can I wait before contacting USCIS? Usually those things come, if you filed them together, so if you filed this as a package, like an adjustment of status package at the same time, you get those approvals in relatively short order. You might see the I-130 get approved, and then the I-485 would be pretty close thereafter that. So, I would give it some time, though. I mean, they are behind, but they are approving them. They have started doing it this way, where we see the I-130s get approved, then, a month or so later, we're seeing the I-485 get approved. Dr. Sahak. Hi, sir. When can an asylee apply for U.S. citizenship? So that's a great question. I mean, first, congratulations on winning your asylum case. Once you get asylee status, after 1 year, you can apply for residency in the United States, okay? Then after that, you can apply for your citizenship in 5 years. But good luck to you, all right? Rebecca, how well is your communication with clients? I'm interested in hiring your practice. So, I mean, that's what we're here for. So we have a large team, and, we have several ways to communicate with people. Phone, although now in 2023, we're finding it's much easier to communicate with people through video or email or even text message. So we have various different ways. Everybody kind of works a little different. We even have some clients who like to communicate through mail, and that's totally okay too. But that's what we're here for. If you'd like to have more information about us, obviously you can give us a call, set up a consultation. We'll be happy to talk to you then. Colossus, hi. How do I know if I'm eligible to apply U.S. citizenship when I'm on and off to USA? All right, so look, to apply for naturalization in the United States as a citizen, you have to first become a resident of the United States. So that's step one, but that's a tough step sometimes. You have to have a family member with status in the U.S. that can petition for you, like a spouse with status. You have to have a U.S. citizen child 21 years or older. One of your parents could petition for you if they have status, a sibling, a U.S. citizen sibling, something like that is what it would take to first get that residency. And then after you get residency, you have to wait either 3 or 5 years, depending on how you got it, and then you can move for naturalization. Okay. Unstoppable K. How does the new law affect me, even though my husband filed for me? Still waiting on my work permit. Are you referring to the new laws in Florida? That's not going to affect your process. Okay, in immigration, it's not going to affect, you are seeking residency. It doesn't affect that in any way. So, would it affect in your personal life some things? Maybe. I mean, they're just they're obviously trying to tighten state services for people in the United States that don't have a valid ID or a valid work permit or anything like that. But I think a lot of people are going to find their day-to-day lives are not going to be changed much, if at any at all. You have to understand what season we're in, and it's getting close to the political season. The campaigns are starting to go up. It's obviously going to be a lot of pro and anti-immigration stuff out there just based on who you're talking to and who you're listening to. A lot of it has very little practical effect. I just mentioned the law in a TikTok and an Instagram, not to freak people out. I was just sitting there reporting. I didn't say anything about it. I was like, hey, here's what the law is saying. Because I get asked that question all the time. That's it. Not because I'm sitting there trying to push fear on anybody. Trust me. Definitely not trying to do that. Do we take asylum cases? Of course. So, we're an immigration firm, so we handle many asylum cases. So we do a lot of immigration court work. So people facing deportation from the United States, a lot of them have lodged asylum claims, and we help them with that. All right. Isabel, what is the age limit to petition for a child? So I'm not sure what the question is. You can, if you want to petition for one of your children, you can petition for them at any age. They can be an adult. Now, there's a difference in processing times once they turn 21, but you can petition for them at any time if you have status. So if you're a U.S. citizen, you can petition for your child whether they're 1 year old or 40 years old. Doesn't matter. Processing times are going to be different. If you're a legal permanent resident, you can petition for your child. Same thing, but once they're an adult, they can't be married. So you can only petition for a single adult child. Little bit of a difference there. All right. Let's get that. Look. We've come to 26,000. We can get to 30,000 pretty easy, I think. You think, right?
At least.
At least that. We can. Come on. We can do that. We can do it. And if you guys have not followed us here on TikTok yet, go follow us. Follow us now. Now follow us there. Follow us on Instagram. Shoot us a direct message if you want to. Easy to find us on both places. Or just set a consultation with us. 833-733-7878. We are here. We handle cases all over the United States. All right. We can do it. Yeah, absolutely. You can do it. That reminds me of, was that Waterboy? Did you ever see Waterboy?
Adam Sandler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a funny one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. I feel like he's had so many misses, though. I've watched a lot of his movies that are super funny, and then I've watched a lot where I'm just like, are you kidding me? He's hit and miss for me. All right. What do I need to petition for my wife and 7-month-old daughter? So yeah, there's a lot of things that you would need to do. Obviously, if you have status in the country, you can petition for a legal spouse or your child or your spouse's child, as long as they're under the age of 18 and you've gotten married to the mom. So there's a lot of different things you would need. Obviously, for your spouse, you'd need, things like marriage certificates. If you've had previous marriages, you or your spouse would have to have, divorce certificates. You'd have to have proof of bona fide marriages. For the child, you'd have to have birth certificates. I mean, there's a lot of different things that would require to do that, but we'll be happy to go over all that with you in a consultation if you'd like. All right. How long does it take for an I-765 to be approved? I was telling people 12 months for a long time. This is one of the processes I've actually seen get shorter, believe it or not. So I've seen a lot of them very recently coming around 6 months, which is wild. If you haven't got yours in 6 months, don't freak out, because I've seen also a lot of people take up to 12 months. So 6 to 12 months is probably a good estimate as to when you can get a work permit through those I-765s. Okay, Leslie, Vanessa, U visa for someone who came in illegal but was a victim of a shooting. I mean, absolutely. So that's exactly what the U visa is for. It's for people who do not have status in the United States. Okay, you're not required to have come here with a visa or anything like that. And then they're the victim of a crime, and then they were helpful to police or prosecutors in going after that crime. So yeah, potentially you would be eligible. Obviously, you have to get a certification first before you can file the immigration applications. All right. So let's keep going here. Okay, keep the likes going. I'll hang out. Here's I'll do a silent treatment. I just want to sit and wait for the likes before I talk. I'll get some water. There we go. Got to keep hydrated. This is your PSA. Drink water. Drink more water. Everyone likes their drink, their sodas and their coffees and all that. That's all good. But drink water. Water is where it's at. Your body craves water. You don't crave Coke all the time. Thank you, Mom. There we go. Yeah, beer. Yeah, I know. Beer. Okay, on occasion, that's fine. But water. Come on, guys. Water. Hello to you too. All right, likes are going up. I can quit the filibuster now. I'll keep filibustering everybody if I don't get the likes. There's my way of begging. All right. Filed an I-130 through my mom, who is a citizen, but I got a divorce. How can I change my category? Okay, so the I-130 is still going to be good. Obviously, your priority time is going to be a little bit different now that you're not married. You can update that with USCIS. It's easy to do. Just go to USCIS's website, and you just need to update your preference. Okay, not hard. What's your recommendation? I-485 asylum applied since 2019, and only fingerprints has been updated since 2022. You just named two very different things there. An I-485 and an asylum are very different processes, and you're asking me which one I recommend. I can't do that. I don't know you. I don't know your background. It's impossible for me to tell you. You might not even qualify for both of them. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a cutie pie. But for real, you just got to set a consultation. You got to talk directly about when you guys have those questions. You've got to get a consultation going. Set a consultation, 833-733-7878. 833-733-7878. Follow the bouncing ball. You can see it in our TikTok page. At the top there, the number you can call, set that appointment. You can come in person, or you can do a video or a phone consultation. Free of charge. We're here to help. All right. Have we dealt with VAWA before? Of course. Plenty of times. I have many clients that have gone through the VAWA process, Violence Against Women's Act, where they filed that and then gone on to file an adjustment of status for their residency. Can scars be used as evidence? Of course, if you can prove that a causation, right? If you can prove the causal effect is there, you got to prove that nexus. But if you do, absolutely. I mean, they obviously it's based on abuse. So if it's a physical thing, they're going to want to see, how does it affected your life, the injuries and those kind of things. All right. And Mo, I don't skip your question. I think I already answered your question a long time ago, if I remember correctly. I'm 245i derivative. Okay. Now my son is 21. What are my choices? Okay. Well, look, you probably, obviously I would have to ask you a lot of background questions, but if you do qualify for 245i, so if let's say you had a petition that was filed for you before April 2001 that was approvable when filed, and you've been in the United States since December of 2000, if both of those things are true, you haven't left the United States, and now your son is 21, probably eligible for the adjustment of status, so your son can help you come push it over the finish line. They can get you there. It would be, once you file everything, roughly a 12-month, could be less, process for residency. So you could be looking at a very attractive process, but you got to show that petition that was filed to be able to show you do qualify for that 245i. All right? Hopefully that helps. If you need help, obviously reach out to us. There, we're over 30,000. Very good. We got the first way pretty good. I feel like we had to drag it for a while to get to the 30,000, but we're there. Okay, do my parents have to be married for me to file for them? No, because they're separate petitions. So if you're a U.S. citizen, you want to file for mom and dad, they're two different petitions. Whether they're married or not doesn't make any difference. It's all based on their relationship to you, not to each other. Okay, so you're going to file for dad. If he's married to your mom still, that's great. If he's not, doesn't make a difference here. Same with mom. Two different petitions, two different processes. They'll look at their background. Nurse Vincent, how long for a 601 waiver? We're seeing about 24 to 36 months. All right. Does cheating qualify for VAWA also? So sorry to hear that. I mean, obviously, adultery and cheating, never cool, bad. But it depends on if it rises to the level of what they call abuse. I mean, it's called Violence Against Women's Act. It doesn't have to be to a woman, obviously. It can be to any gender. This is 2023, after all. But the abuse would have to rise to, the cheating and all that would have to be in a picture of abuse. Okay, so you'd have to show abuse. It doesn't have to be a physical thing necessarily. It can be psychological, can be mental. So they're going to look into all those factors. That's all I can tell you. All right. Drive-by shooting qualify me for a visa U. It could. So it possibly could. So if you're the victim of a crime like this, it depends on obviously what the crime was charged as and when it happened. You'd have to first get a certification that you were the victim of this crime or a bystander or something like that. And if you get that certification, then you could possibly apply for the U visa itself. All right. So the answer is maybe. How long is VAWA green cards taking? Well, if you just filed it all together, 12 months? It's a good estimate. Hold on. I'm going to rock in my shoe or something. What's going on? Anyways, throw it out there a couple more times. I've been on for a minute here, but if you guys will follow us, we'd always appreciate that. If you have not followed us already, please do so here and also on Instagram. Let me fix this. There we go. I can fill up the whole screen more. Stand up on my toes. There we go. Follow us there. If you want to get us a consultation with us, obviously give us a call. We're here to help. We do consultations both in person and by video and phone all around the United States. So if you guys are out there, we'd appreciate it. All right. Kyle, do you know about filing for a hardship? Yeah, of course. So there's a lot of different processes that do require that you show a hardship, to a qualifying relative. Let's say in the classic context of a waiver, you have to have a qualifying relative for a waiver, and then you have to show there's a hardship to that qualifying relative. Okay, so they're going to look for those extreme hardships. Those can be a number of different things. Hardship means different things to different people. So a lot of times it's not just one thing, it's multiple things. It could be a medical thing, could be a financial thing, could be a emotional support thing, could be a lot of different things that rise up to this level of hardship. But I think that's part of the reason why these waivers are taking so long to get approved, because they're having to make these semi-subjective determinations. Lovely Sunshine, you meant granted asylum in 2018, applied for 485 in 2019, and only fingerprints is updated. It's been 4 years. Yeah, that's a long time. So you'd want to put in an inquiry with USCIS. Absolutely. You want to put in an inquiry because, yeah, I would say estimated would be around 12 months. You're obviously well past that. But you also got stuck there behind the COVID pandemic. So I don't want to say yours is lost or anything like that, but I have seen things like this from if people were filing, in 2019, 2020, some of their stuff is just getting shelved and they're looking at newer stuff quicker. Kyle, waivers are taking, 24 to 36 months. So 2 to 3 years is a good estimate. Sweetie, hi, do you do a waiver for a person that lives outside the United States? Yeah, we've done several of them, of course, if they qualify. So we would, if you'd like a consultation, we can go over it all in a confidential consultation. We'll go over it all and we'll let you know what your options may be. First, if they qualify, and secondly, what that would look like for you, okay? Antonio, help. I have the I-130 approved. What do I do next? I need help. Attorney isn't helping. Yeah, I hate this answer, but lawyer it. It depends. It depends on your situation. So it depends on who the petitioner is, who the beneficiary is. It depends on their immigration background. Do they need a waiver? Are they inside the United States? Are they outside the United States? Are we talking about doing consular processing? Did they come here with a visa and they're eligible for an adjustment of status? There's a lot of different things it could be after the I-130. So I would say reach out. We do free consultations. We'll be happy to walk you through what the next steps of your process is going to look like. You'll have the information with you. Then you can make an informed decision. All right. No worries. All right. So I'm going to answer a couple of more of these. But and if I haven't got to yours, don't get upset, right? I've probably answered 500 questions already, I feel like. But follow us. If you'd like to reach out to us directly, we will answer all the direct messages through Instagram if you follow us. You got to follow us or we won't even see it, all right? We're not going to be skipping them. We just don't see them. They go into a different filter. Just go into a different basket completely. So if you follow us on Instagram and you want to send us a direct message or just say hi, just reach out and say, how's it going? I saw your TikTok. I appreciate it. That's always nice to hear also. It's encouraging. It's encouraging for us. But you can do that, or you can reach out and just get a consultation with us. We're here for that too. Latoya, when they ask for more evidence, what's next? So you need to respond. So if you got a request for evidence and you have a deadline, you need to respond by that deadline with any evidence you can get that they're asking for. It might be something small, it might be something larger, but you cannot let that deadline go by or they will terminate that application. Vanessa, we have a free consultation, all right? Consulta gratis, regardless of where you are. If you're inside near one of our offices, come. If you're not, and you'd like a video or a phone consultation, we'll meet with you directly, no charge. We'll go over your case, all right? They don't typically take that long. But some people have more questions than others. But we've helped thousands of people, so it's unlikely you would have a case we haven't dealt with before. Blanca, my husband is going to be almost 38 months. Yeah, it's a long time. So sometimes you want to put in inquiries or call on your actual application and try to push it through a little bit farther. All right. Are all waivers taking about the same amount of time for approval? Yeah, definitely. They're all taking estimated 24 to 36 months. All right. Kyle Brannon, can you file the hardship if you overstayed? Yes, that's in fact what most people are doing. Fabio, I filed the I-130 with marriage certificate and tax return. Should I send more evidence? I can't possibly answer your question, but if they need more information to approve your case, they will certainly send you a request for evidence, an RFE, and give you that opportunity to send more bona fides in. All right. Laura Cortez, why did they send you a receipt through email but nothing through the mail? I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. You might have checked some box asking for electronic delivery. I've seen that happen to us too. If you figure it out, please let me know, because I don't understand sometimes their processing and their stuff. Yvette, yes, we speak Spanish here. This is a bilingual firm, so whether you speak English or Espanol, we will do the consult in your native language. Okay. All right. Well, there's a lot more questions on here, but I am going to have to wrap it up. Got to get some more things. All right. All good. Well, it's been real, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. If you have not followed us already, make sure to follow us. If you haven't gone to Instagram and followed us there, if you want to send us a direct message at Attorney Andrew Thomas, do that. Check out our new YouTube page too, because we do put a lot of our videos, these lives that kind of disappear here. You can find them mostly on YouTube. We're updating that. We're putting our videos there, trying to make it easy for people to see us on YouTube. The YouTube is in the bio. Go find us there and set your consultation with us. So how do they sign off? For everybody behind the scenes, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Hope everyone's having a very blessed week. God bless you all. Love you. Have a great one.